Boom, 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 boom. Says we're live. I'll wait for the thing to pop up because sometimes it's late. There it is. Greetings, readers and travelers, and welcome to another exciting episode of Chat and Stats. This is an emergency episode because it was on a last minute scheduling. We were trying to do some scheduling, flipping around and everything, and it just did not work in my favor. So I said, "Hey, Dan, you free tonight?"
Yes. And then I
So
said no before because it was originally Saturday. And then I was like, but I
yes,
am free during the week.
yes. So I was like, you know what? Screw it. We'll do it. I was going to try to get one of my co-hosts to work with me, but they are gone. But joining me
Oh, no.
today, one of our most reoccurring guests, because we just love him so much, Dan, the voice man, Wisniewski. And yes, I said it right this time. I'm not doing my gimmick that I normally do.
I
So
appreciate
Dan,
that. Yes.
how are we
Yes.
doing tonight, sir?
Well, Ron, see, I'll do the gimmick now.
Yeah,
But
now you can do the.
I'm great. I'm doing really well. It's been a very good end of 2025 from a work standpoint. And it's nice to chat with you. Nice to chat the stats, as it were.
We are chatting the stats.
We
Sorry,
are
I forgot my
chatting the
water bottle.
stats. That's fair. I don't have one of those today.
Oh, I didn't have time to make a drink because I got home from work and immediately set this up. So,
Fair.
but we are here to talk some exciting stuff because you had reached out to me and you're like, "Hey, I got some exciting stuff I want to talk about." So I will throw it over to you. Like, what is going on in the world for Daniel Wisniewski? Like, what is going on? You've had a killer year this year.
Thank you. I have. It's been really great, especially the last 2 months or so. I recently had my 300th audiobook available on Audible, so I've joined the 300 club.
Congratulations.
Oh, thank you. I thank you.
You're welcome.
I had one of my lit RPGs very well this year. One was named one of Audible's top 10 best of 2025 for sci-fi and fantasy. That was
Ooh.
1% Lifesteal by Robert Blaze.
Such a good book.
It is a great book, and it was right there
Fantastic.
next to Dungeon Crawler Carl, and I'm like, haha, holy shit, that's awesome. And then I recently found out that Mage Tank was nominated for a Voice Artist Award for Outstanding Audiobook Narration Humor.
Oh, beautiful.
Yeah.
Absolutely beautiful. And correct me if I'm wrong. I know Mage Tank is Athon. Is 1% Lifesteal Athon as well? Or is
Yes,
that...
it is. They
That's
are
what I thought.
very happy.
I bet. I can hear Steve and Rhett right now. So, no,
It was
that is awesome. Congratulations, man. You absolutely deserve it because, I try to be as professional as possible. The first time we actually got to meet in person, I had to be professional because one of the authors that you work for was like, "Rich, you're going to a podium party. You have to be professional." It's like, okay. He's like, "You can't fanboy." I was like, "Okay." And he goes, "Okay." So, but no, that is awesome, man. Like, congratulations. Like, you
Thank you.
absolutely deserve it.
Thank you so
Everything
much.
you touch is gold.
Yeah,
And to me, it is. To me,
I
it is.
appreciate that.
And you also brought me to life in one of the books this year, which
did.
that was a trip. That was a trip and a half.
Yeah, Golem Master. That was a fun little project there. Book 2 is going to be getting worked on in the late winter, early spring of next year, so that'll be cool. But yeah, it's been a very good end of year for lit RPG and for audio stuff. I'll be going out to LA for the awards in January, so that'll be awesome.
Well,
And
you'll have to send me pictures.
I will. I will. I will not be able to shut up. I'm just happy that lit RPG is getting some cool things that aren't typically. I say not typically, yet Athon also got nominated for the same thing like a couple years back. So I'm like, still.
Lit RPG is making its waves right now, and I think that is like the best part is how much the genre is growing every day.
I agree. I think it's great to see that rising tide, as it were.
It means a lot to me. Like Joel and I, we started this show 4 years ago. We're coming up on our 5th year of doing this.
Woo! 5 years.
And it's a shock because like when we first started it was just two guys talking about books we love.
Mm-hmm.
And then it turned into the author interviews and the narrator interviews, and now we have a little bit of a name in the genre for ourselves, which is really cool. It's kicking me in the career that I want to go, which is what you do. And I'm working on my book right now, and I'm having a good time with it. There's a couple of hiccups here and there, but still, it's going really well. So, and I'm actually working with someone who you work with as well, Miss.
We'll do it. There you go.
So
Isn't she a delight?
She's an absolute delight, and she's keeping me on track, and that's what I need.
So, yeah. How's that? Now let me ask you, how has that been for you as a fan of the genre, for an established fan of the genre, coming in as a narrator now and being trusted with that?
It is surreal, and the imposter syndrome has kicked in hard because I know how critical the fans of the genre can be. I'm letting my anxiety get the best of me, and I'm trying not to.
Well, that, if I may say, if I can offer some advice, the best part of this job is also the worst part, in that you are acting to the void, not in a void, because people do respond, they do give their feedback, whether for good or for ill. But some days where you feel like, oh, I'm getting nothing because I'm just acting in a void. And then those days where it's the anxiety kicks in, it's like, what does that matter? I'm acting in a void. I can just do what I want. And they'll like it because it's passionate, and someone will listen and someone will care.
Exactly. And it's not something I ever thought that I would do. I mean, I did theater in high school. I did a small independent film for Ball State University the summer I graduated. And then I kind of was like, I'm going to leave the acting behind. And now I'm back into the acting sphere, and it just feels like riding a bike again. It was getting back into something I was super passionate about. And now I'm like, okay, I got to pursue it. Yeah. It's a little hard working two jobs though, because I do my main job and now this. So it's like trying to find the work-life balance.
Well, sure.
So, for sure. Yeah. And holidays have killed me.
Yeah, that's always a big thing. I always say I'm going to do a lighter schedule, and I don't. I just don't. I'm so afraid of unemployment. I take too many projects. You're killing my wallet though. Just so you know. I'll take that. And in this economy, I'll take that. And by which I mean, Athon will take that, because buy their books, everyone. They're great.
We love Athon.
We do indeed. But and it was also, there's something very cool also at the end of the year that happened. I was telling you a little bit beforehand, but I finished writing a short story that will be published in the next Lit RPG anthology that Royal Guard is putting out there.
That is awesome.
Yeah, they told me I can tell people because I was going through some of the proofs on it tonight. So ending the year, dipping my toe into the writer sphere.
Do we have a tentative release date for that anthology?
Or I have no clue.
I will bug Marcus about it.
I don't know, only because it's not like, it's an anthology. It's not just me as a writer. It's like 9 or 10 stories, probably 10. And there are a variety of people in there. And it's a collaboration. And I absolutely will be doing the audio on my own story.
That was going to be the next question I asked.
Yes, if they do the audiobook, which I believe they will. If they don't, it's fine. But if they do, I'm absolutely reading my own story. And I hope people read it, and I hope people like it. I do.
The Stats Boys are going to read it. Like we're going to be all over that.
I really do think that the anthologies, especially in this genre, should be read fervently and really put out there, because you never know who's going to write something that hits with you. Yeah. You never know where the next good idea comes from. You never know when the next bigger, maybe not like bigger writer, but just like you never know who might want to try it. And with that kind of wonderful safety net that we have in this genre, like I wouldn't have tried to do this in any other genre, but I know that I have a built-in core of people, at least 10 people I know who will read it. And that is enough for me.
I think you have a kind of a big community that would read it, because you do have a following, Dan. Because a
Well,
lot of people, if you go to any of the lit RPG groups on Facebook, and people are like, "Hey, would you recommend this book?" And they have the screenshot, and I'll say the most recent one I saw was the Mage Tank series, because everyone's like, the cover's throwing me off. And all the replies are, no, the audiobook is fantastic. It's Daniel Wisniewski. Anything he narrates, we will buy. I'm like, yeah, that's I know that mindset. I know that mindset.
I do check the groups just because I also love the community. But then I love the idea that when people post about the stuff that I've done, or they ask about like the stuff that I've done, or there was one post that was like, this woman, she was between like 5 or 6 audiobooks, and she was saying, which ones should I buy? They're all on sale. And my apologies. And Mage Tank was one of the options. So I went on there. I'm like, I'm biased, but I'd say Mage Tank. And she said, why are you biased? I'm like, I narrated it. And she's like, 100% in my cart now. So I'm like, stuff like that. I'm like, that's what I like doing. I do appreciate that, like, that this community does enjoy my work. But I also do want to, hey, if you say that you liked this, I'm going to reply. And I'm going to be like, thank you so much. And, engage. Because I find that that's what I like about this genre a lot, is that a lot of the people are approachable. A lot of the people you can, you never know. Maybe Matt Dinneman's going to reply to your post in one of the groups because he follows them all. Like things like that.
I just message Matt and try to be the bane of his existence because I have that friendship level with him at this point. So, I mean,
I just because of that, I got this right before the RPG Con because I found it at a used bookstore when I was at jury duty, like 2 days before that RPG Con. And I couldn't find a copy of the first book anywhere in New York. It was all like just the sequels. And so I bought it, I read it, and I brought it to him. I was like, can you please sign it? And he signed it as, go fuck yourself, voice boy. It's the best. Love Matt. It's great. It makes me so happy.
My foot was featured in the trailer for the Kickstarter for books 2 and 3.
There you go. There you go.
The guy who ran the Kickstarter for Matt was like, Rich, I have an idea. If you're okay with it, I need a couple of pictures of your feet. And I'm like, okay, I can do that. Yeah, that's fine. They're like, cool. And then they came back to me. They're like, hey, we need better quality pictures. So let's turn up the lighting. Let's turn up the megapixels. Let's make it look crisp. I was like, sure, why not? No idea what it was going to be used for. It was for me crushing books.
Nice.
Like, that goes full circle. Yep.
And it's very appropriate for the series.
It is very appropriate for the series.
Mm-hmm.
So I got to ask, because obviously we have a lot of books up this year. You've released a lot of books this year.
I have.
And next year you have even more coming out. Is there a project you're really looking forward to just diving back in for, like, continuing a series? We've already kind of brought up Golem Master, but there's another one in mind that whenever it gets brought up, I'm like, you have to do the audiobook. If you're going to read this book, you have to do the audiobook.
Is that Quest Academy?
It is Quest Academy. That Quest school book. Yeah.
That's fair.
Are you excited to go back to Quest Academy?
It is going to be one of the first projects I do in the new year. We've already got it set aside. I was talking to Brian last Friday. We were just chatting about life, and then it went from like Instagram voice messages to, can we just talk? Can we just like FaceTime? And so we FaceTime for like a good couple hours, I feel like, or at least an hour, about where the series is possibly going to go, like getting ready into books 5 and 6 and beyond, and ideas for if he wants to write another series and things like that, and what that could be. And he's not yet, maybe, who knows, I don't know. I hope he does, because I like his writing and I want to do other things with him, and that'd be fun. But I am excited to jump back into book 5. I'm excited to see just where the characters go. I'm excited to get back into that world. I really feel like now is when the world's really kicking into overdrive. You know what I mean?
It's a unique world that he's set up.
Yeah, it's very distinct within the genre.
Mm-hmm.
The rules are very established, which makes it easy to get lost in the world. I find when it because it's built of such a strong foundation. There was a lot of some people say there's a lot of exposition or there's a lot of like explanation. I'm like, but that now I I know the rules of this world, and
Yeah,
they are firm and they are set. So it's one of the easiest books for me to jump back into from anywhere.
right. And it's one that stood out to me when it first got announced because I was
Mhm.
like, "Oh, we're getting a crafter main character. We don't get that a lot." Like usually, the main character is like it's the hero of the story. It's never a support class.
Yeah,
And I was like, "Okay, I'm curious on this one." And then they're like, "Oh yeah, by the way, Daniel Wisniewski's doing the narration." Where I was like, "Okay, cool, sold, sold. I need nothing less. Sold."
I love that series mainly because I might have said this before on
Hmm.
this, but it was the first series that really challenged me as a narrator, not just even in the genre, just as a narrator, because
Okay.
Brian wrote this very extensive character Bible for me, and I love him to death for that. That was like plus already, +1. Well, actually, you're Irish, 1, great. +2, big character Bible, amazing. But he wrote into all of the descriptors American, 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 Irish, American. Like there was a lot of in book one, a lot of if not all of the characters were described as American, and up until that point, I was really digging into my actor toolbox of this
Yeah.
accent's that character, that accent's a different character. So to make all of these characters with the same this voice and
Yeah.
that's it, and like what are the ways that I can play without resorting to an accent,
Okay.
and it really was challenging because I was using those as a crutch. And this book made me realize, oh no, you can change your voice normally. Like you don't need to just jump to an accent. You can make yourself sound like 30 different people. So have at it. And then thankfully in the next couple of books, there were some accents being thrown in. So that helped too. And then he gave me Gallant, and I love Gallant. I love reading him. He is my boy.
I have all the books on physical, but I will not read them until the audio comes out
That's fair.
because I love the audio so much. You and Rebecca do an amazing job with it. So
Thanks. We
I'm going to
try.
drop the professional persona for a minute and go to the fan persona. Holy shit, Daniel.
Hmm.
You guys have absolutely killed it with that series.
Thank you.
Almost like it's like everything you touch is gold to me. Like that's a thing. Wanted to become a narrator. Like
Oh, Reggie.
like I
You go on.
and I really I really appreciate like all the hard work you put in for the genre, and you guys do amazing jobs.
Well, likewise,
So
man. For this,
as a
like,
fan, thank you.
well, thank you for this show, this celebration of the
Yeah.
work that everybody does and that everybody enjoys. And I'm looking forward to listening to your audiobook because I remember talking about that with you before and some fun character voice choices that were made.
Oh yes.
And I am excited for one character in specificity that
Is it the slug?
it is the slug. We
It
all
is
love a good
Richard the
animal
Slug.
companion. I want to hear Richard the
Which
Slug.
that little guy right there. Look
Hey!
at him. We officially we revealed the cover last night, but I know some people weren't able to make it for it, so we're gonna show it off again tonight.
Look at
I
that little derpy fella.
love
I love that
talking.
guy.
I love talking in his voice. It is
Mhm.
so much fun. And just some of the line deliveries. And Rec actually had me record a bunch of sound clips for our soundboard in his Discord.
Nice.
So now, anytime I join a chat, if Brian Wrestler, who's in the chat over here, or if Piano Ninja is in the chat, they will spam me with my own voice.
Outstanding.
And oh God, it is, ah, it's a lot of fun. And some Jason wants to hear the sneak peek of the Richard voice,
Do it.
which
I just also realized I was like, all right, there's a comment bar. I was like,
There is.
I thought I didn't realize other people were watching it. I was like,
It's live. Yeah, we always see the show live.
I know that. No, I meant like I didn't even look at the comments, and I'm like, oh right. Oh hey, that's a lot of people. Hooray!
That's a lot of people. Holy crap, baskets. So this is the Richard the Slug, which the voice was picked. It was a hard choice to pick, but we're having a lot of fun with it. It's an animal companion that's talking in your head. So,
I love the John
just gotta go with it.
That's an excellent voice choice.
I was trying to think because I was like, I could go the complete opposite route and give him the deepest voice I could. I was thinking originally a Patrick Warburton type voice for him, but I was like, no, there's another character that deserves that.
That's fair. It is, and also he just like looking at the guy. I just look at him. I'm like, because I was over on the bench. Like that's just like
over on the bench, yeah.
That was over on the bench.
Well, when we first meet Richard, he's in the compost bin eating a piece of lettuce. So I was over in the bin. I was just enjoying it.
I was just munching on this piece of lettuce here.
And the description for him is his fangs are decorative, his slime is eternal. Because he's a fanged banana slug. Like, there's no use for the fangs being there. But he's got them.
I really love that. Also, hi, Jason. Hi, Gog. I'm glad you remember. Very fun. That reminds me. There was we were playing it was at Lit RPG Con. It was the Red Dragon Inn, that game.
Yeah.
That card game. Very, very fun game. And Jace really got into the character, which was very fun, and so did I. I was an old wizard whose name I cannot recall. But I also know that Sour Patch Hero was playing, and he's Fiona now forever to me. In the best possible way.
We love Tommy so much.
He's such a lovely, lovely human being.
He's an absolute gift. And I was actually talking with Rec about him earlier. We were talking about like the different guests that we're planning to have on, everything, because Rec has joined the Chattin Stats channel and they have their own little show. We have Author's Corner.
I love that.
It's author and author conversations. So
outstanding.
We're not going to have to get you on that since you are
a short story, yes, but
it's still an author.
Yes, that's fair. But I will when I finish a biggin. Yes, because that is my goal for 2026. I can say that is going to be in the horizon. Just double dipping into the genre, getting people sick of me. That'd be nice.
I mean, I don't think anyone could ever be sick of you, Daniel.
Oh, I think so.
I don't think that is possible.
Yeah, well, we'll see. We'll see. But I'm excited to hear that. I'm looking forward to spending a credit on that. When does it come out?
We are in production at the moment.
Mm.
It will be going off to edits and everything. As soon as I finish a chapter, I get it uploaded. She gets it uploaded, and the editor will be editing away. I have my new booth set up in the other room, which is where I will be filming the show from now on, because our roommates did move out. So we're doing some finagling around a little bit, but we got some fun stuff planned.
Very nice.
But as soon as that is ready, it will trust me, you will be one of the first people to know.
I will take that. Outstanding.
Oh,
because I'll have some cool, fun stuff in the
Rex said
year.
February, so I'm guessing that's. Are we aiming for a February release?
That's news to your narrator. Get wrecked. Anyway,
hey, I'm okay with that. I thought it was going to be. I was like, hey, let's shoot for the end of the year, but obviously, editing and everything, it's a long shot. But
Richard, shoot for the end of the month, and then.
Well,
shoot for January. Tell your client March. Both of you are happy in February.
Exactly. So I'm actually while we're talking about this, I'm looking at. I just went to Audible really quickly to see what has come out recently that I have not picked up. Holy shit! There's a lot that I have not picked up.
Surprise!
Big surprise. Apocalypse Regression, book 7. Haven't picked it up yet. Didn't even know.
Yeah, no, we're finishing up the series. That'll be finishing up in 2026 as well. I've loved that series. That has been a very under the radar series for me, I found. I genuinely love how it just sort of it's been doing steady ever since like its first release. Like it's just every book is like solid, and it does solid numbers, and there's a solid core fan base. It's very nice, and I like that. Oh, rapid release next year of books 1, 2, and 3. Gonna keep you busy, Richie.
Yep, that's
there you go.
I'm here for it.
Welcome to the life.
Hey, I'm ready for it.
We're
I know that we were talking about hoping to have book 3 out and ready by Lit RPG Con. So
that'd be nice.
I was like, let's shoot for the release while at Lit RPG Con.
See, that's what I want to do. I'm like, I got 7 months to write. Well, not to write this. I got 3 months to write this. 2 months to edit and get it in narration going. A month of pre-sale, and there we go.
So much to do. So little time.
Yeah.
And we're gonna knock them all out.
Yeah. That'd be really fun. That'd be a cool thing to do, man. That'd be like have a release stream at Lit RPG Con.
That is the goal. I am driving out this year.
Yes.
So I can bring my mic with my interface and everything and my laptop so we can do a live while there.
Outstanding.
It's gonna be I got a couple of big ideas because we know the phone stuff. My phone decided it wanted to short out on us while filming at Lit RPG Con.
Gotta love it when the tech just doesn't care.
Damn, that damn phone. Luckily I got a new phone.
Inanimate bastards. Inanimate bastards.
It's there's always something, but it's part of being a content creator, I guess. So
yes.
we're shooting for we have some fun plans for Lit RPG Con next year.
Nice. And
now will I be driving by myself? Probably, because Joel's like, I'm flying. I'm not spending 20 hours in the car.
I mean, that's fair. I agree with that. And it's one of them tax write-offable things. So I'm like, let me fly in busyness, or at least decent coach.
I always do just hey, give me a seat. Cool.
Give me a seat, give me a snack. We're solid. We're fine.
Yeah. I was like, I'll just watch a movie.
Yeah, it's fine. Because where are you flying from?
Indiana.
Ah, yeah, that's not too bad.
No. I mean, I've already done, because when we started the show, I was living in Colorado.
Mm-hmm.
So I've done the drive to Colorado and home. It's not that bad.
Yeah, it's pretty solid.
I just put an audiobook on, I'll pull over, sleep for a few hours, and I'll just hit the road again.
Yeah. Well, if you listen to one of mine, I will shout at you and keep you going.
Well, yeah. On my trip home, I listened to one of your books. So
which one?
Oh, that was back in 2022. Yep.
I thought you meant from Lit RPG Con this past year.
No, when I moved home from Colorado to Indiana, you were one of the ones I listened to.
Oh, well, I'm flattered.
So I'm trying to remember which one it was, and I'm going through my Audible page now.
No worries.
Because I did 2 books on that trip.
Well, I need to know them. I need to know them both. And I'm going to answer Jason's. He's like, am I narrating my own book? Yes, I'm narrating a short story. I'm narrating my short story. If the audio gets done, I will do that. And whenever I finish writing what I'm writing, which will be, I'm keeping expectations tempered, but that is the plan. I will absolutely narrate that because that's just makes the most economical sense for me. I feel like that just that's why I would want to do it. It's like I have to spend no money on a narrator. Nothing. All for me. And I will take you up on that, Jason. Thank you for a beta reading. Let me have something finished. And then I will
remember what it was.
Was it one of the romanticities?
It was not. It's I don't know why I forgot about this, because it's one of my favorite titles. I had already listened to it. I just know it's a damn good time. And I was getting ready for book 2's release.
Mm-hmm.
It's a little trilogy from a very like not very well known author named Harmon Cooper.
Oh, Tokens and Towers.
Tokens and Towers. Live by the book, die by the book.
That is, if there are two fans of that book that I know that really liked that book. You're one of them. Geneva's the other one.
And Kristen. Do not forget about Kristen.
And Kristen, sorry, 3.
She made me I know I have it over here somewhere. It might be in my desk at Lit RPG Con because Harmon couldn't be there. She made me a bracelet that said Motherficker on it.
Motherfickers.
So
I wish that book did better, but it was always going to be niche, you know.
It was a very niche, like it was a niche set, but it's such a damn good book. It's so
weird. I love it.
I love it. It's so good. And now there's a box set.
Yeah.
1 credit, like 30 hours a book. Go pick it up.
That. Yeah, it's super easy. It's decent work from yours truly. I did
Excellent
okay on it.
Work.
I did
excellent
okay.
Work.
I did okay. Work. It was fine. But
I get Macho Hammy Savage. Come on.
That was very fun. It's still not a great Macho Man impression.
Still good.
It's because the cadence is there, but the actual voice is not as much as I'd like it because I have to go deeper. It's one of those like you have to have a normally like really deep voice, and it's just really hard to get into unless you practice it. You got to do like the low build and all that jazz. And I kind of used that voice. I stole that voice again, and I use it in Apocalypse Regression for the gym and for the owner of the gym, and he is a character praying at the altar of steel. It's very fun. I threw in a couple of ooh yeahs, and I told I told the guys, I was like, I'm sorry, there's going to be a couple in there. They're like, that's fine.
When I got to go over and have dinner with Charles and his wife and Brandon. So we went and visited him, and Charles made us dinner and everything, and we got to talk, and he was like, I just love Daniel on that book. He does such an amazing job. I was like, yeah. And this is when only like book 2 was out. And he's like, I hope he sticks with the series. I was like, I'm pretty sure he's going to stick with the series. This is a fun series.
I'm glad to have stuck with the series. I'm also pleasantly surprised at how long it is. I thought it was going to be 5 books. I'm like, this can work really well as 5, and I feel like it's cutting its legs out from under it if it stops. And I'm like, we got 8 books out of that. We got 8 books at least. I don't know if I think they're done at 8. I don't know, but I'm like it
I don't know. I'm very curious to see how it ends because it's throwing me for surprises.
I think it could genuinely go to 10 if the money's still there and the fans are still there and the reviews are still solid, which all of that has held up. I think it can go to 10 books personally, but it all depends. I got to talk to. Actually, that reminds me, I got to talk to Ramon and get that out there and see about scheduling or read. I believe it's scheduled. I just need to talk to him again about it because we talked like vagaries.
Okay,
so I need to clear that and get
that one. It's yourself and Elizabeth Plant, right?
Yes, the lovely, wonderful Elizabeth Plant, who's an amazing voice actress.
Does such a good job on that.
She's amazing. She has only worked in this genre with me, and I feel like she's my little secret, amazing British voiceover friend who I just pull out of my pocket from across the pond. But she does so many good voices. She's in video games. She's in the Fallout New London, like that. She's a lot of the characters in that. Yeah, she's in Forbidden City. Awesome. She has done such good work. She's in One Crab's Treasure, that game that came out. I think.
Another Crab's Treasure.
Another Crab's Treasure. Yes. She's in that. She's the like the operatic crab boss, the one with the.
Okay, I need to talk to her.
She's amazing. She's one of the best. She's working on video games now, and she's just a phenomenal talent. And
she's so good.
And she is a dear friend, and I'm glad that she sticks with me on this stuff. And I'm trying to get her to work on more series with me, going into the future, because I don't want to lose her. But
that's understandable.
Yeah,
that is understandable. So, Dan, you've done a lot of Lit RPG.
I have.
you've done some other stuff too.
Have I?
So
Have I really?
a little bit of spiciness.
Okay.
Yeah, just a few.
I've also done a lot of sci-fi and a lot of war sci-fi.
Which I do have a lot of your sci-fi because you're like,
Good.
hey, new one came out.
Yes,
Cool.
they're fun.
Go-
They're
go
good.
ahead.
They're all right. I liked them, but yeah, I've done a couple of those as well. But I
Yeah.
really feel like I've leaned into the genre, especially the last half of the year. The latter half was a lot of leaning into the lit RPG of it all. And I have done the occasional romance, the occasional hot and bothered, but my heart's just not in it as much, you know? It's those are books to pay the bills at this point.
Yeah.
Like, and that's fine, but I'm just like, I wish I liked it as much as other people do. But it's just not my thing.
I got a question though.
No,
because this is a question I've started asking like the narrators when we have them on. Is there a role that you've not been able to do in a lit RPG setting that you would love to do?
A role in a lit RPG setting that I've yet to do. Is this a solo or a casting kind of thing, like a full cast?
Like in general. So like for me, like one of my dream roles I would love to do is play one of the Greek gods in some way, shape.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
So
I'll answer your question with what I would want, but there's also a specific example of this that I was just thinking about the other day.
Okay.
Like exactly this. So I am a big fan of Animorphs. Massive Animorphs fan. Loved those books.
That's a deep cut.
It's a deep cut. They're great books.
Deep cut.
Go read them. Listen to the audio. It's all on Audible now, and they're all like 4 hours long. It's amazing. Yeah. They're great. You've got amazing voice actors on there. But I, as a fan of the Animorphs, and I saw that they were doing the audiobooks, and I was like, are they done? I'd love to audition for that because I really wanted to do. I knew I couldn't do any of the main cast because those were cast, but there are these 4 specific books in the series that are called like the Chronicles books, and they're from like different viewpoints, and one of them is the Ellimist Chronicles, and that's basically from the point of view of the Ellimist, who was like that universe's god. So I'm like, that would be really cool if I could audition for that. I would love to like do that. So I was like thinking, the other day, I was like, that's something I would really want to do, to play that kind of character and to explore like what it means to become a god. So I was like, let me look it up. I have to see if it's done. If the audiobook's done, it was already done. It's already been produced.
Damn.
And I'm like, I got so mad because I was like, who did they cast? Who could be cast? Who out of all the narrators out there, who could possibly have done this job? It was Scott Brick. I immediately retract any sort of like, I was like, point taken. He is the voice of God. That's actually perfect casting. I recant. I'm now buying that. It's in my wish list because I'm like, I got to hear how he talks about this. I need to hear him say these fun things.
That is awesome.
But that is something I would love to do, is a character that becomes that kind of god. Omnipotent, omnipresent. I've had some that are like that with Sean Oswald writing under David Burke. I've had some of those books like War God for Hire, which I genuinely
great series.
I genuinely enjoyed the esoteric elements. The man is very, very thoughtful in his writing. I love how even in that series, which was very much like the romance of it all.
Oh yeah.
It really did such an amazing job of exploring what it is to become this kind of more powerful thing and to increase in that way. And like the discussions of gods in the void and things like that. And I want to do that in a lit RPG, of basically like the idea of somebody becoming a god, and their mind opens up to those different ideas, and do they still retain themselves, and how would the voice evolve over the course of the series or the course of the book? Like, is it one book? How many books is it? Like, what does this sort of happen? And I would love to have that chance to explore that mindset, because I've played villains, I've played heroes, I've played monsters, I've played the void, but I would love to play someone who's just, at the end of the day, even getting all these massive cosmic powers, becoming omnipotent, omnipresent, all of that, do they still retain their sense of self? And if they do, is that a strength or is that a weakness? And just the ideas that could come with that. I just think that's a really interesting idea, you know?
Okay.
I think that'd be great because it's a perfect genre to explore that. And then maybe how did he become this? Was it through his own desires? Was it the machinations of someone else? Like why is he becoming that? So that would be something from a performer standpoint that I think would be really fun. But also I'd love personally, really, really would love if there's ever a full cast thing or like any of those things, if Sound Booth ever returns my calls. But I would love to just voice a dragon. Just a singular dragon. Just one big ass motherfucking dragon. And that's my one character for the book. I'd love to be just the like a cameo in somebody else's story for like a hot second. And then
let me see if I can call it a favor with Jeff. I don't.
No,
Batman owes me absolutely nothing. But if anything, I will be, because he's asked me. He's like, who would you recommend for Sound Booth? And obviously, the first two people that always came to mind was like, if you're looking for a male, Daniel Wisniewski. If you're looking for a female, Jessica 3. And
it's done great for Jessica. And I know that they've got such a Rolodex. Such a battalion of talent. I am not needed. I would just jump in for a cup of coffee and a handshake, and that would be it. And I'd be fine with that. But if not, Mazel Tov, I'll see you at the con, like that kind of thing, Like I tis what is, but it'd be fun, It would be fun. I say doesn't return my calls in jest and in love.
We know, Jeff. They're all wholesome people over at Sound Booth. We love them dearly.
Yeah, they're lovely peoples. They're always fun to hang sometimes. Of course, just
except Jeff, he scares the shit out of me. So
just gotta poke him to get off the reservation.
Exactly.
Get out of the compound once in a while. That is awesome though that they have that whole setup. Like I respect them so much from a business standpoint. That like performer standpoint already, like amazing. Yeah. Phenomenal talents, but the business side of it just so very forward thinking and so very all about the art and the performance and the making that listening experience. They're producing audio plays, they're producing like radio, and I think it was I think it's great. I think it's needed, especially in this day of like AI bullshit. I think to have as much art like that being made, and especially in this genre that really hates AI bullshit, it's just nice. It's really good to see him.
I have a dream project, and this goes back to the Greek gods thing, is I want to see them do the audio immersion tunnel stuff, but for the Odyssey.
I see that.
I love the Odyssey.
Have you listened to Epic the Musical?
Yes, absolutely.
So like that, yes.
Yeah, I absolutely I love Greek mythology. The Odyssey is one of my favorite stories. And obviously with Epic the Musical, like there were a few like changes and everything. Like, damn it. Why didn't I think to do this when I was in school for a project? That would have been freaking cool.
To be fair, he was in college during COVID, so he had a lot of time in his hands.
Oh yeah. Jorge and I are roughly around the same age, I think.
Probably.
I have no idea. I'm 30. I think he's right around that.
I feel that.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
so
that'd be really cool to see like that kind of work.
And now is the perfect time for it because there's such a hype train on the Odyssey because we're getting the Christopher Nolan film next year, which I can't believe I'm saying this. I'm actually excited for a Christopher Nolan film. I do not like that man's directing style at all, but I'm excited for that. Oh, Daniel, I have some takes on that will get me, like, I will die on the hill.
The man made, in my opinion, one of the best comic book movies of all time, but he did not make a good Batman movie.
I have thoughts. I don't want to piss anyone off tonight, though.
If your thoughts are anything along the lines of it got more love and more hype because a main actor died, I understand how that's a knee-jerk reaction.
No.
Okay.
No.
Good. Because he is that good.
Batman Begins is a better Batman movie than The Dark Knight is.
I agree with that.
And the only reason I watched The Dark Knight and the rest of the trilogy was for the villains. I did not give a shit about Batman or the rest of the cast.
I also agree with
Michael
that.
Caine.
I liked Gordon. I think Gary Oldman did a really good job.
Between Gary Oldman and Michael Caine, those were the only like main cast members other than the villains that I actually cared about. Mm-hmm. Christian Bale was not a good Batman. He was an okay Bruce Wayne. Like he was a very okay Bruce Wayne, but he was not a good Batman.
We've never had a fully bad actor in both roles, which has been nice. You know, like it's always been like one of the others are not as strong, but never a bad overall.
Will also die on the hill that Ben Affleck is the best Batman we have had.
I don't think he's the best, but I think he's better than people give him credit for.
He's the best combo. He's a very good Bruce Wayne, and he's a very good Batman. Like in the role, if you watch the Snyder cut, you see the Batman that we should have gotten from the start.
I think that Michael Keaton is the best overall. Second to Kevin Conroy, who is the best.
Kevin Conroy is a whole different league. Yeah. So I'm talking purely live action.
Yeah. Then Michael Keaton. Tippity top.
Michael Keaton is like, I went and saw the Flash movie because, the Flash. I love the Flash.
Why?
Mainly for Michael Keaton's Batman. I wanted to see him back on the big screen. Batman 89 is like one of my favorite films of all time. So that's yeah.
But it's just such the Ezra Miller of it all.
Yeah, it was not good, and I have some thoughts on that damn movie as well.
Oh, my only thoughts are toilet sounds. But back to the lit RPG.
No, I want to go back to what you were saying about like the being omnipotent and everything about like the character and their growth into becoming that being.
Mm-hmm.
And in War God for Hire, I want to say that is one of the better character growth arcs for a main character, because like when we first meet him, he's kind of he's the all-star athlete, kind of a piece of shit.
Oh, he's a massive piece of shit.
I was trying to be nice, but no, yeah, he's a huge.
Oh, he's a tool. He is a tool. He is at home in a toolbox.
And I'm like, you know what? You kind of deserve this. But towards the end of the series, I'm like, he's kind of grown a little bit. Like I kind of grew to care for him a little bit. Like, yeah, he made some decisions along the way. But I was like, was that the right move? But overall, one of the better character growth arcs that I've seen in a lit RPG.
I would agree with that. I think he genuinely, because a lot of the ones that I've worked on, especially in the romance side of things, the characters don't so much change as reveal who they are. Like they reveal more of themselves. And I do have to consider like that a bunch of these books are 3 books, and you can't have a huge massive arc in 3 books as opposed to 7, which a lot of these romance lit RPGs, they're pretty longer. And so it allows for more time for growth. And especially for Sean, he loves to write things in 3s and 5s and 15s if he can. The majority of the characters that I've had in those kinds of romance ones, the only series that's gone as long, really, like with a character who I would put on not a shit, but just like has that similar kind of structure, is given this epic quest and like has to do this, is similar is Towers of Acalia. It's the closest in my mind to me, in the sense that it's the 7 books you have, and you're going from low to high, but Rin doesn't change really. He stays pretty much the same. Like he's always been like a decent dude, living in a sort of not indecent time, but just a time of struggle and a time of unnecessary struggle. And so he will be there to help fix that. And I love that series. I genuinely,
that's a good series.
It's a really good series. Rose,
that's a really good series.
She's a great writer when she does that. Like the romance felt real. I wish it was just like, my thing is like, I wish it wasn't harem. It's like one of those things. I'm like, it did really well. I personally just wish it wasn't harem because I'm like, damn, it could have been a love triangle, and then everybody else in the group is different. Like they can have their own little offshoot romances and stuff. But like, it's such a light novel of a series that I really like. But to the point of War God for Hire, he really does change and mature and grow into his role, and he keeps his
having Red as like his guiding light really, I think, helped him as well.
Yeah,
and she. The author did an amazing job with her character arc as well. And I was attached. Like I was very much attached to that character. So, and that's another series I feel like does not get enough love because it's just, everyone's like, it's harem. And I'm like, no, there's more to it than that. There's a lot more to it.
Yeah, that was I remember getting on when Rebecca, Tess Irondale and I were on Retsy Bray's podcast back a couple years ago, and we were talking about erotica and romance, and we were talking about some of the plots of the books that we were working on, and he's like, oh, I thought this was just going to be a whole episode of penis jokes, but no, this is like, what are you talking about, these esoteric themes and the ends of the worlds and things like that. I'm like, it's genuinely good writing that has a lot of like bump and uglies as throwaway chapters, which I do also like that some of the authors like evolve to be like, in the same way that like all our stats are going to be on one page, you can skip over them if you don't like them, but they're there if you do. Same with the scenes. I've set it up. You can skip it, except you gotta read it.
We're gonna get into that in a second.
Okay.
Because that's another thing with the evolving of lit RPG is it's a very different genre than what it was 10 years ago.
Yes.
And also like with kind of the harem as well, like the harem has evolved a little bit more since, everything kind of started. And that's where I think with lit RPG with some harem elements versus just straight harem, it kind of breaks it up a little bit better, in my opinion, because the main character does have a quest. The main character does have this ability to grow not only as a person but in power, where there's some harems where it's just like, hey, go collect all the girls.
It's
which some of those are fun, but it's like it gets super repetitive to me, and I'm just like, I don't really care.
It's the main thing to me is just always the story. What is the story? Why are you collecting these people? And what I really liked about Towers of Acalia, what I thought was really, really good, is that your harem does not have to be romantic.
Right.
And just because the main characters is, because that's what's gonna sell, baby. I liked the idea that no, it's whatever you make it. It's the bonds or whatever you established. It could be just a fellowship. It could be like one person and 6 people that you're like, yes, we feel like very strongly together. Could all be fucking. Who knows? It's all depending on the person who's acquiring the power. But I like that a lot. I like it when the option's there and that it's like it's not like this whole world is just having orgies. You know what I mean? It's like, this is a power set. This is a way to attain power. And our main character happens to have feelings, or at least like pursue these things with everybody. Also, what I really like about it is, as opposed to some other ones, he doesn't love everybody in his group, in my opinion. I think like some people like he cares deeply for, but I think he loves maybe 3, like really loves. And I'm like, that to me is just it's a more realistic view of it, and I really liked that series. I also liked how it ended. I like that it ended going to a different world and starting all over again in a new system with no powers but all the experience. And I'm like, that is awesome. So I kind of want Rose to write a sequel series. I would do it.
Well, we just talked to Rose last night, so I'll ping her and be like, hey,
write a follow-up.
Do another one.
Because like I know we were supposed to work on First Fist this year, and then unfortunately got pushed back, that got
Mm-hmm.
changed. And I think that, I don't know, a nice little light Japanese light novel style romance series kind of thing, jumping back into this as a sequel series to a series that did really well. Maybe like 3 books.
I'll see if I can call in a favor with her. I think I made her night last night when I surprised her and Rec with Andrea Parsnow. So
Nice.
they were talking Eternal Online, which fantastic series.
Oh yes.
And I was like, huh, I'm gonna ping Andy real quick and see if she's busy. And I was like, Andy, I'm sorry this is last minute. Do you want to pop on and say hi? She's like, okay.
Yeah,
Like,
always.
yeah.
Yeah.
So no, I think I'll see if I can talk to Rose and be like, hey Rose, we need this. We
Yeah.
don't want this. We need this.
I think it would be just really a really nice thing to have. Also, long-winded one, Twilight Guy Batman isn't coming up. No, Robert Pattinson did a great Batman, not a great Bruce Wayne to me. But that was the point.
Yeah.
He's a broken Bruce Wayne. So he did a great Batman. Actually felt like the world's greatest detective. But then, I see
Iron Eyes.
Iron Eyes, yes. Sorry,
Yep.
I don't have Iron Eyes, but I love how there's room to tell any kind of story in the genre. There really is.
There is.
It's and that's what I think is like the biggest evolution of this genre. Because like I came into this genre 6 years ago. Like I started roughly like around then with actually 5 years ago. I want to say Battleborn. I think was my first real
Battleborn's a good one.
lit RPG to get into the genre. I think. Let me double check.
I hear. You know what? I'm already on it. Say less, King.
Because there are some that I would count. Because I was getting the fantasy going, but like a lit RPG. Well, actually, technically, the first lit RPG that I really did was Soul Weaver, but that series sadly.
I was gonna say Soul Weaver was
that died, and that makes me so
back
sad.
in March of 2020.
Yeah.
Obviously, you did some Logan Jacobs and Eric Bell stuff in 2019.
You know, Battleborn was September was 5 years I've been in the genre.
Yep.
I was
and Soul Ship's kind of lit RPG.
I guess, but I'm like that was such a
the first true lit RPG would be Battleborn.
I would say because that was also like I kind of knew what I was doing. That was the first one where I'd say I was kind of decent at this. And it was the best book that I've had. Probably still is overall one of the best books I've ever had to this day.
That's one of my favorites.
Regards. Well, if I could tell you now and tell you here, we're working on book 5 in February.
Let's fucking go.
Yeah, he's back.
Let's fucking go.
He's back. Maximilian Storm, and I'm back with better technique and a kick-ass mic. But I genuinely loved working on that and getting into that groove and seeing how it evolved from just those 5 years into now and becoming what it is and seeing that now it's like there's also just more of a love for RPGs in general. You know, you've got Clear Obscure, you've got the Critical Role TV show, in addition to the new season.
Which I'm watching the new Mighty 9 episode tonight.
Yeah,
this, so.
Nice. And then you've got you got Dimension 20 selling on Madison Square Garden. It's like it's a time for
what RPG is on the grind. Yeah,
it really is, and but it's still under, and that's what I liked about it so much. I like that it's not. It hasn't been ruined, if that makes sense. Like it's still. It's really successful, and the people who do well in it are doing very well for themselves.
Yes.
And even you can make a good living, or even just a decent living, like in this, and with this amazing community of people who rabidly love the work because they know it comes from the heart, and nobody's trying to get rich quick. They're telling these stories because they have to, and because they want to, and because they feel like at least a couple people will like it, you know. And
I do. This is where I'm trying not to say the wrong thing, because I know no matter how I word this, I'm going to get some flack thrown at me. Since the genre is evolving, it does make me a little scared that some people are going to come in and try to make that quick buck. They're like, oh, it's a lit RPG. Lit RPG is going to sell. That's not true. Not every lit RPG does sell. but also I'm afraid it's going to get to the point where it gets very gatekeepy, because there are some genres out there that are very gatekeeping heavy. And it's kind of killed my love for that genre. And then I see the other parts of the genre where everyone's like, yeah, come on in. You got to check out this book. You got to check out this book. I'll go ahead and say I browse TikTok a lot. I doom scroll. And with Red Rising from Pierce Brown, felt very gatekeeping at the beginning. It was like, oh, you're just here because it's popular. You're just here because it's popular. I'm like, no, it got recommended to me. I wanted to check it out. And they're like, oh, you're not going to be a true fan of this. I'm like, okay, that's kind of
that sucks.
No, yeah.
But I will say, I think what's helping with this is that it's a genre, not one thing. Like people can be gatekeepy about DCC. People could get gatekeepy about, Quest Academy. People could get gatekeepy about certain books and materials, but the genre, thankfully, is at a point where it's big enough. And I saw this in a group before where somebody was, there was an argument in one of the pages where somebody posted, oh, I barely got any response to my response, but somebody posted a photo in that, and they get more response because she's a girl. And I was like, there was a very healthy mix of responses, some not great, some great. And I'm like, I think that as long as there's more good than bad, because you're always going to get people who get who troll. You're always going to get people who gotta feel bigger, and that sucks. That's in everywhere. That's in life. But what I like about the genre is that there's more good. There's always more good.
Yes,
because there are so many stories of people constantly trying to strive to be better. That's a big key factor of the genre,
and that's what I'm scared of losing.
I don't think we'll lose it.
I don't think we are, but there's always that fear in the back of my mind.
I agree with you. I absolutely that terrifies me. But I'll say that I don't think we'll lose it because of stuff like this. Like the fact that there's this kind of discourse, and we're actively chatting here, and we're chatting in the comments here, and stuff like that. It's actually there's the fact that we're having these discourses, and the fact that we are self-aware like that, and people don't want that. Because people want to just have fun. And I like to think that we've all experienced bullying at some point in our lives.
Yeah.
If we're in the genre, not gonna, to be fair, because it was at a time, not anymore. I think barely any anymore bullying if you're a fantasy fan or shit like that. Especially if this. I think it's just embraced now. I talked to a high school class about being a voice actor. And I told them about Lit RPG, and I told them about some of the books I just did. One of my favorites was Mage Tank, and somebody went, "That was you," and I was like, she showed him. I didn't show up with a feather bow, no, but she showed me, and I was like,
"Damn it!"
She knew it, and I'm like, "That's hilarious that you're listening to this and that you're a fan of that."
Well, and obviously, with my job and everything, I always have a headphone in, even though I'm in sales. I'm always listening to a book. And I'll have customers, they're like, so what are you listening to right now? I was like, oh, I'm just listening to an audiobook. And they're like, oh, I'm on Audible all the time. What are you listening to? I was like, oh, it's a part of this genre called Lit RPG. And they're like Dungeon Crawler Carl? And I'm like, yes.
Exactly like Dungeon Crawler Carl.
I was like, oh, God damn it. Do I tell Matt that I'm meeting some of his fans now?
Yes. You tell them. And then you also tell them, if you like that one, you should read this one and this one and this one.
I had a customer that they're like, wait, what was your name again? I was like, Richie. And they're like, wait, are you the guy we're supposed to send beat pics to? And I said, I fucking hate it here.
Nice. Outstanding.
So, perfect, right?
But
I was like, also, yep, I've made it.
To just see that your author made a very good point or a reiteration of somebody else's point. But yes. It was more of I agree if there's a thread of the algorithms.
Yes.
And I think it was and it was also Jason's original point. But
I saw Jason's was that's another concern, and especially with the AI voice acting on the rise as well. I hate that. And I wish there was a way to filter that on Audible mobile. I know you can on Audible desktop, but on Audible mobile, there's
the biggest thing as I can tell you is that you can trust publishers. And here's a list of the publishers you can trust from yours truly, who despises generative AI and who will never lead you astray. You can trust Podium. You can trust Aethon. You can trust Royal Guard. You can trust Tantor. You can trust Legion, especially Legion.
Yep.
Geneva hates it.
Oh, trust me, I've heard. I've had some very in-depth conversations on fuck AI.
Yes, amongst others. Shadow Alley, you can trust Shadow Alley.
Mountaindale.
You can trust absolutely trust Mountaindale. You can trust basically, honestly, any publisher I've worked with in the last 5 years.
Yeah,
because we've had this conversation, and it's been a really big thing to point. But also, lit RPG is a genre. The people in it hate AI.
Yeah.
Like they hate it. Even when somebody was brought up the other day, like, hey, do you think we'll ever get to the point that they'll make like really good TV adaptations of our book using AI? And it was just like, fuck no.
Yeah,
I was
fuck
like,
that.
Because that's not why we do this. The whole point of art is not the result. It's the process. It's the journey. That it's the creating. It's the getting through it. Nobody wants to just finish a book. Nobody wants to just be like, oh, I did that. Because there's nothing, you didn't make that. You didn't actively create that. And when you have a whole genre of passionate people who love to make shit just because they feel that urge and cannot finish, like get it to fruition without creating something, even if it's crap. Because it's not crap. It's got heart. It's got spirit. It's got moxie, kid. Like that's I understand the concern, but I don't see it ever doing well in this world.
Oh, and the other thing I just like, it gets on my nerves is like when I've seen posts where people are like, oh, I hate this author because they used AI, and it's like, I know for a fact these authors have not used AI. And then there was one where the author came in and was like, that's a heavy claim. Give me proof that I used AI.
Mm-hmm. It's also the worry that because they use repetitive language, it's like, oh, it's an AI. But I'm like, or like, oh, AI uses M dashes or like that. Yeah. I'm like, you can tell. That's why I trust the publishers. I'm like, in that regard. But also, I saw Doug's comment there, like ACX is pushing hard for people to use AI in the auto. They are pushing very, very hard because they want to replace. It's the whole thing of like, we're going to make this free for now. Yeah. And then when we've got you and we've pushed every other option out of the market, now we're charging you, and you have no other recourse.
When I was I was hanging out with JTJ at DragonCon, and we were just hanging out for like 10, 15 minutes. And we were talking about like the AI push and everything. And like, we went to the new releases on Audible because I was like, oh, I just love to look at the new releases. I want to see what's like, because I didn't see any posts on Facebook. I was like, I'll see if there's anything I can give a shout out to. I went through 5 pages before I got to one book narrated by an actual person.
Yeah.
The oversaturation is massive. I cannot do it.
It's massive.
It's insane. And it's killing my love for going and searching on Audible for a new title. Yeah. That's why a lot of titles are flowing underneath, because I used to just go through, set to releases this week, set it to newest to oldest, and sci-fi and fantasy. And that's where I knew I could find my lit RPGs. And now it's like, well, fuck, I have to go through 5 pages before I can get to one book. This is insane.
I think we'll see a drop off, because I don't see it. It's not getting the results that they want, like at all. Like it's genuinely not. It's actually becoming more expensive and more of a problem. And I think that we will see less of it, but especially with this genre, this genre especially. I've seen a lot of like the comments, in there, just like, it can't add inflection, it can't read the stats, and that is a big thing. I remember talking to you when I was critiqued by that person who wrote that wonderful long novella about how cheesy I was. There's a reason, and it's because no robot can do the shit I can do.
Exactly.
And I will never be replaced, because people will choose the cheese. Because it's got flavor.
It's got the charm.
It's got
We're here for it.
It's like, why do people like cheese? It's got flavor. It's fatty. It feels good after a while. Like,
exactly.
I'm not
it's there. Yeah.
Yes.
Well, and that's the other thing. Like no AI can ever have the charm, especially when it's there was one author who had a narrator for 2 books.
Mm.
And then the third book came out, and I never remember getting a text message about like, hey, book three's coming out. I finally got a text message, and hey, book three's out. I got replaced with AI. I would never wanted to return a series so fast in my life.
Well, there you go. Yeah, because the trust is broken, and it's one of those things. I'm like, you can't even be associated with it. Like there was somebody I saw in one of the author groups who was talking about how they used AI for their cover and for their voiceover, and people assume that they used it for their writing too. And we got into it. We did, and I might have come on strong. And I apologized to them privately because we chatted over it again. But they eventually, over the course of that, because we both saw each other's point. Yeah. But he was like, "Oh, I see what you mean. Me using this is like destructive to your job in the same way that like people using the writing stuff is destructive to mine." I'm like, yes, we are all in the same boat. We all hate the people who have billions who want to replace us all because they don't view us as human. Like that is the biggest thing. It's like they think that we'll just listen to robots because they don't view us as human. And this genre is so fucking human.
And if you need any proof for that alone, look at Lit RPG Con. That was the most wholesome, and that goes back to like I'm scared to lose that because Lit RPG Con was such an experience.
We'll never lose.
I've never been to a con where it was that welcoming, especially for like newbies and families, like people who didn't really know the genre all that well. They're like, "Hey, we're here." Like there were some people that were there specifically just to see Matt Denneman, and then they're like, like this genre is actually pretty fucking cool.
Yeah,
everyone is so wholesome here.
They got the gaming corners. They have the auction. Like there was just you get to meet different like writers and performers and things like that.
And the neat touch of
from the Kraut kids.
Oh, dude, they were sharks.
They were
sharks, and they were damn good at it.
They taught them good business. Dakota and Danielle teach them right.
Well, it was Dakota and Danielle's kids, and James and Jeanette's kids. So I was like, you have two of the they know the business. I was like, oh, this makes sense. This makes sense.
It's them double consonant parents that have the same consonant. You gotta watch out for them. Always gotta watch out.
And the way they got me, they're like, hey, do you guys want a tattoo? And Joel and I were like, you know what? Yeah, we'll get a glitter tattoo. They're like, okay, it's 5 for 1 or $7.50 for 2. And I was like, damn. I already said, yeah, I'll get it. I can't say no now.
Also, 5 is a good deal. That tattoo lasted a week. I took 2 showers in that week. Still stayed on, which is 2 more than I normally do.
I was like, holy crap, this is awesome.
No, and I don't think we'll ever lose that because the heart is there. The heart, and that's the biggest thing. This genre is all heart. Like it's just all heart, all love. It's come from a place that we love this so much. Yeah. And I think that you will get people who try to gatekeep, but then you'll get people who are like, stop gatekeeping.
Yeah.
Which is nice.
And that's where I was like, I've talked to Geneva about it because, like her and I have a talk almost every other day at this point. Like we talk for an hour on the phone because she is like a mom to me. And like, we get to vent back and forth to each other. That's like, like we just get to have like a nice talk where we're like, okay, we can talk about this without upsetting each other. And I voiced that concern to her too, and she saw where I was coming from, and she kind of did the same thing. And that's where I was like, I need to I'm trying to word it properly because I don't want to come off like an asshole or like I'm trying to gatekeep the genre.
You're not.
I want to make sure the genre stays wholesome because like there are a lot of trolls,
like Murder Hobo, like as wholesome.
Okay, the community wholesome. But there's going to be bad eggs in every community.
Yes.
And I've learned that, but this is probably the best community I've ever been a part of.
I agree with that. They're very no bullshit in the best way. Like not in like I'm going to be rude to you. I'm no bullshit. It's like,
and then when they have the ones where it's like, you know what, fuck that author in specific. It's like, really?
Yeah.
What did he do to you?
Yeah. It's like it's a lot of welcome to the trenches, welcoming people in. There will always be one side to welcome somebody in.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, I would rather have that. And I think that because that the core of the genre, the core people right now in that sort of inner circle of the genre, both narrators, writers, publishers, the peeps.
Mm-hmm.
I think we have a really good group of people with their heads on their shoulders instead of up their asses.
Yeah.
So that's good. You know,
it is.
Thankfully, the people
it's very good
with their heads up their asses are on the outskirts. They're on the fringes.
I'm just ready to see everyone again. That's
that'll be nice.
That's all I'm ready for. I'm like, I'm sitting here. I'm like, shit, I miss the cons. I'm ready for Jordan Con and I'm ready for Lit RPG Con. I'm skipping Dragon Con this year.
I am
skipping. I'm skipping Dragon Con. I'm gonna do Gen Con because it's just right up the road for me. So.
That's fair. I genuinely don't know other places that really have a solid Lit RPG undercurrent. Dragon Con's the only other one I know, but I'm like, I just don't know. I don't know what would work for a narrator. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know where. I know that RPG Con I can go. Actually,
Jordan Con, they have a Lit RPG track now, and they have narrators and authors both there.
I got to apply for that.
So I think applications for this year are closed, but
oh, son of a gun!
Next year, go for 2027.
No, I'm going to try and apply now. Well, not right now, but
I'll call Geneva. Be like, Geneva, you have a last minute.
Yeah, get me on there. I want to do it. That sounds fun.
JordanCon is a great time, and it's a small, like, it is about the size of Lit RPG Con. I think it's a little bit bigger, but like it's very nice. It's very wholesome. Mm-hmm. I went in and I was like, wow, this is like, it's just nice. Like, I feel so overwhelmed at Dragon Con.
Yeah,
because it's very overwhelming. JordanCon is fantastic.
Yeah, it's big, and I just like that there is room for everybody. And yeah, that's this sort of just became like a love letter podcast to the genre. And
it did. And that's the whole point of what Chat and Stats was initially. It was my love letter to the genre that saved me. So
yeah,
that's nice. The whole thing. I don't give a shit about money or a business plan with this show. This is us just having fun. Well, fair. Yes, you do. That's why we promote you.
I do. And it's been very fortuitous. And I try to give the love back to the genre and to the peoples that appreciate my work because they deserve it. And it deserves it.
Yes.
Because it also gave me a new lease on life. It gave me a new goddamn career. And I'm very thankful.
Oh, and like, yeah, here's another example. Like Iron Eyes, that's Matt. We met Matt at our JordanCon, and he was just over there talking to us. I was like, you want to join us for dinner? So we invited him to dinner on the very first night.
Outstanding.
Like, I love that. It's so wholesome. He's like, yeah, I read Dungeon Crawler Girl. What else would you recommend? I'm like, oh boy, you don't know what can of worms you're opening.
Just reel them in. But yeah, no, it's good. I think 2026 is going to be a cool year for a lot of Lit RPG stuff. And I think
now if we could just get that Dungeon Crawler Carl TV series going.
We'll see. We'll see how it goes, and I think that it'll hopefully open the door for other series to be seriously considered. Because what I do just want, like, I want more flashes into the main genre. You know, like because again, like it's been a good year for Lit RPG. Like to not to toot my own horn again, but like, yeah, DCC made that top 10 list, but so did 1% Lifesteal, which is
insane.
It had no fanfare. It had no buildup other than a pre-sale, and then immediately, book 2 bestseller on Audible. Book 3 higher by double. Like, it was like book 2 was like number 60 for a while, and then book 3 is like number 30. It peaked at like 30, and that, wow, it's just it's wild for this wonderful little trilogy that's going to get more work in 2026. It's going to keep going. But it's just doing. It just came out of nowhere, and it just did really well. And it's like, holy shit. We got some more irons in the fire. We love to see that. And then you got stuff like, Primal Hunter just living forever.
Yeah.
on the Audible bestsellers list. And you've got like, Travis Baldree just swooping in with his bestsellers and all that jazz.
Good
like
old Travis.
I love seeing that, and I love seeing it happen to good people and people who
I'm loving what Athon is doing, like getting the like physical copies in brick and mortar stores now.
Yeah,
that is so cool.
It's amazing. Like people who are watching, pre-order, get the hardcovers because then they'll do more. And I want to get one of mine in there.
If I don't, I'm going to message Stephen Rett and be like, I need a Mage Tank. I need a Mage Tank hardcover.
I think 1% Lifesteal probably has a better chance. But
that too, but I want a Mage Tank.
I want that to get a graphic novel. I would love that to get a Volts comic graphic novel adaptation.
Oh, that would be cool.
That would be very, very, very cool. I'm gonna poke them again probably tomorrow or tonight. Because actually, I have another new series coming out for them soon. Yes, it's a cool book series, but I'm not gonna spoil it. I'll talk about it more in the next year because it's still in post production. So I don't want to talk about it until it actually gets like pre-sale. You know what I mean?
Okay, it's not on Audible yet.
It's not on Audible. That's why I don't want to talk about it. It's not on Audible yet.
I was like, hold on.
Finished, but it's very cool. You do
have 4 titles for pre-order though.
I do, and yes, and we can, and I will braggadocio about those. Because I figure that's a good thing to tell the peoples. I have
I got all right here.
Only one of them's a lit RPG, and that is.
And we're gonna give the other one a shout out too.
We'll give shout outs to. We've got Kingdom of Rot and Ruin, which is a dark romance. We've got Dark Sorcerer's Project Manager, which is a humorous urban fantasy. We've got Shadow War, which is a space epic, a war space epic, which I really liked. And then we've got Quest Academy 5 by some Irish bastard who is a decent dude. And that fucking guy who's also really good at balancing a checkbook. That fucking dude.
That fucking guy. That fucking Brian J. Norton.
That
his name is.
That author who's on Patreon that everybody should go subscribe to.
I hear he's writing a harem version of Quest Academy called Breast Academy. That was a huge thing at Dragon Con during the After Dark panel. Oh my god.
I could see
he was like, what the fuck did I do to any of you? And they're like, nah, you deserve this.
Quest Ass Academy. I don't know. But no, Breast Academy is best. That's really funny. I like that.
Breast Academy it was so good.
I'm gonna buy him a shirt that says Breast Academy, and it's gonna be Sal on the cover, and just but he's gonna have large breasticles.
Love it. He gave me a one of his business cards, and it's for Argento's auctions.
Yes.
And on the back it says, "I promise it's not a harem."
I mean, it's fair. That's a fair thing. Like,
he sleeps with one person in the first 4 books.
In the first book.
Yeah. I was gonna say over the quality of like up to.
Oh yeah.
He's only slept with Hannah.
Yeah. They were on again, off again, and they were just there was like that first girlfriend you have when you go to a new school, because we all have had those. But I don't know what that's like.
Same.
Anyway, but it's genuinely just a solid book, and I'm looking forward to working on book 5 and then working on other series, because I know Mage Tank's gonna have another book out there. Stubborn Skill Grinder's got 4 and 5 that I'm gonna be working on.
Status Academy is coming back over at Golem Master.
Always nice. That's gonna be in like I said, late winter, early spring. And then I've got the Immortal Undying System, which is a really interesting take on progression fantasy. I'm doing a lot of time looping. Like it's a little too late to do a whole episode on that, but
we're gonna do an episode on it next year.
We could do an entire, because I know it's getting late. We could do an entire episode on just the vast amount of books that I've done that involve time loop and bullshit. Because I'm working on 2 different series right now, 3 if you count Apocalypse Regression, because they go back.
I was gonna say, was the other one the Stubborn Skill Grinder stuck in a time loop?
Yes.
That one is a good one.
Two very different styles, by the way.
Oh, absolutely.
Undying Immortal System is very, very Eastern. This is very Western.
You do not know Joel's love for a regression series. Joel absolutely loves I will let you two just do an episode on regression series because oh my god, he never shuts up about regression series. He's like, I need another one. I was like, dude, you just finished one. He's like, I need another one. I was like, take a fucking breather.
Yeah, like, but Stubborn Skill Grinder, that sucker is long.
That is a long one.
It's
on sale right now.
It's out. Yeah. Well, book 3's just got finished, and it's in current edits now. But that is the current record for the longest continuous chapter I've had to read in the booth. Clocked in at 3.5 hours.
Holy shit!
One chapter. I had to, even with the edit, I had to split it into part 1 and part 2 just to export it and send it to Athon. It's going to be on Audible as part 1 and part 2 because they have 2.5 hour maxes. It's this guy doesn't write for audio. He does not write for an audio audience, but the amount of characters that are there and the amount of variety that's there does lend itself really well to audio. And it's the progression and constantly getting stronger, and there's a lot of reiteration of ideas and themes and stuff, but it's a time loop. That's gonna happen. It's one of those. It's just a beast, man. They're long. They're long fuckers.
If you ever play a Dark Souls game, if you don't just go and rest at a bonfire to go and kill a group of enemies over and over and over again, I don't think you'll enjoy the regression series, but I think you will as well.
I don't like Dark Souls, so
I love Dark Souls. I'm gonna play Elden Ring when we get off here after I eat my dinner. So
I'm more of an Elder Scrolls kind of man, but that's fair.
My Elder Scrolls.
That's fair. But yes, let's wrap this up so you can get some actual dinner in your system.
So we'll do the one last question, and then I will because we went away from it. You brought it up earlier, and it goes back to the evolution of Lit RPG.
Yes,
and then we'll do our hey, what you've been reading, and we'll end the show.
Yeah.
So, over the course of the 10 years that Lit RPG has been a thing, the crunchiness of the stats and everything has evolved. Used to, it would be, you'd have a couple pages and then new item, new skill, whatever, you'd get the stat details, you'd get the level up details, etc. Now it's more towards the end of the chapter. It's usually the last page, and it's like, yeah, you can skip it if you want. My take on that is I like the crunch because it's part of the system. And that's what gives the charm to Lit RPG. As a narrator, what is your take on that? Because obviously you've done quite a bit of hey, here's the stats, and then hey, here's the stats at the end of the chapter. What is your opinion on that?
I think as long as it makes sense from a narrative perspective, to me, the placement doesn't matter so long as it exists. I think it's better within the narrative rather than being sequestered off to its own chapter. I prefer it to be in the narrative. But if it's at the end of a chapter, that doesn't bother me, because that's something that in Undying Immortal System, he does have his sort of stat tree, and he gets it when he dies. And usually when he dies, that's the end of a chapter. And that wasn't how it started, because that was something he had to buy, and he bought his system. He bought the stat sheet at the end to tell him what his progress was. So when he dies, it is always at the end of a chapter, but he doesn't die at the end of every chapter. So because that fits thematically and it sort of closes out an arc within the book, and so it creates these sort of different waves, and then each wave is a little bit longer. That doesn't bother me. I actually think that works perfectly, because that fits that narrative. Now, if in the course of a story they're checking their stats in the middle of the chapter, that also doesn't bother me, because if that makes sense within the context of the story, and that's where they would check it, great. that's what needs to happen. Chapters where the stat sheets are sequestered off to just be the stat sheets. As a reader, I appreciate that they exist. I would personally prefer for the stats to be integrated into the chapter in some way. Personally, as a fan of the genre, I would prefer that. But I can absolutely see why some books set them off, because if that's not the focus, if the stats aren't the focus, and it's not about the progression, that's okay, because then they exist, and so you have a frame of reference.
Gotcha.
Did that answer your question?
Yeah, no, that did.
Okay.
Follow-up question. On the performer side of things.
Yes.
How do you decide when to do a system voice versus the main character like absorbing the information?
I've never had the main character absorb the information. All of my systems have their own voice, because as a narrator, the majority of these books that I've read have been in third person.
Right.
So that has its own set narrator voice. And I find that if I used that same kind of voice, or even close to the character's voice, it would muddle. It would confuse. And it's never my job to make it harder to listen to the books. So I find that just like the narrator is its own character, the system is its own character.
Yes.
And sometimes that sounds like a robot. Sometimes that's just, very easy and very quick and things like that. Sometimes it actually has a personality, which I really like in Mage Tank. So
I was going to say, because in Stumbling Up, and this is non-spoiler, I asked Rec when we were going over the different voices for the different, I was like, because it is a first-person story, it's being told from Cole's point of view. I was like, do you want me to read the stats as Cole absorbing the information, so it'd be like Cole kind of reiterating it, or do you want the system to have its own voice? And they asked for an example, and I brought up Neil Helger's with the Good Guys and the Bad Guys series. Clyde and Montana are absorbing the information, so when we get the stat sheets and everything, it's always from Montana or Clyde's point of view. So there's no actual system voice. It's Montana or Clyde. And they gave me some information on what they're wanting to do, etc. And that's how we got to the decision of where we are with the system voice.
Good. And I actually remembered there was one instance where I keep the narrator voice and the system voice the same, and that's 1% Lifesteal, because it's not an actual system. It's the main character taking notes, and he's writing down all of this information in a notebook. So it's not actually it's its own presence. It is him I'm taking these notes. So I would like to put a pause in between. I'm reading it as the narrator, but it's a note. It's like a narrator reading a stat sheet, then give it the space and resume the narration. So that is the one instance. But it's also because that is similar to that idea.
Yeah.
It's from the character POV, it's something that he created. It's not in a separate system.
Right.
When it is, and that's which is the majority of the series. So because it is usually a separate entity, it gets its own distinct personality.
Okay. Well, that answers that question. And Daniel, I appreciate that.
Of course.
Now,
yes.
We'll do our quick little thing. I'm actually going to steal Rex Thunder here for this one, because they end Author's Corner with, if there's one book you would recommend for Pop Pop, what would you recommend? Because we don't want that man's TBR to ever die. So if there was one book, and it has to have a physical copy of the book, because Pop Pop is very particular with getting a physical copy. Is there one book you would recommend for Pop Pop?
And it has to be the physical copy?
It has to have a physical copy. The series has to have a physical copy for the book. So if there's something you've done that you're like, Pop Pop should read this.
Oh, that I've done. Oh,
in general.
Mage Tank. Absolutely read Mage Tank and get a physical copy of that. I think it's hilarious. And
I think I have a physical copy, and if I do, I will send that to Pop Pop.
It's outstanding.
It's so good.
But if just a book that I'd recommend, I've been re-listening to the Black Badge series by Retzi Bruno and Jamie Castle.
That is a good series.
But so I'm on Vain Pursuits. I'm in the middle of that. because I don't get a lot of time to read to myself anymore.
Mhm.
But I am listening to that, and the first book is Dead Acre, and that's very short, but Cold as
Roger
Hell.
Clark.
Roger Clark is an amazing voice talent and a great narrator. It's just Arthur Morgan in my ear, but it's not. But you know what I mean.
Yeah.
But it's like,
I picked it up because I saw his name. I didn't know who written Jamie were at this point. And then I was like, oh shit, okay, all right, now I know. And
I bought that before Dragon Con 2 or 3 years ago, and it was when I was working with Athon Moore, and I was like, oh, they wrote this. Oh my god, wait, this is Arthur Morgan.
They had a copy there at Dragon Con 2023, and I was talking to, and this is the first time I'd met Rhett and Jamie, and I was like, no, I got the first book when it was on Audible Plus, like during COVID, and I got it because of Arthur Morgan. This is like still early, like Lit RPG for me, but I was taking a break. I got that palate cleanser, and then I saw Cold as Hell in the store, and I was like, oh, that's so. I need to pick up that book. Went and did some Lyft driving, came back. They only had one copy and it was damaged, and they're like, we can't sell it. It's like the spine was like ripped and everything. They're like, we want to get you a better copy. Never got that copy. And they're like, oh, was it a hardback? And I was like, yeah. They're like, here you go. And just handed me a hardcover. I was like,
score.
Yeah.
Outstanding. But yeah, that is one I really recommend. I love the mythology of the Old West. Like both from the American mythologizing, and then also just the zombies and the vampires and the Yeti of it all.
It's cool shit. It's Van Helsing. It's Van Helsing in the West.
Yeah, a revenant cowboy who's like, it's really freaking cool. I genuinely enjoy it, and I'm glad that they're still working on it, and it's just so different. Like, you know, like it's just cool. It's just a cool thing. It exists because rule of cool.
Yeah.
But that is one I would, if one that I've worked on, Mage Tank, one that I like, Cold as Hell.
I'm gonna have to look and see if I have my copy of Mage Tank, because I could have sworn I got one at Lit RPG Con, but I don't remember because I came up with a shit ton of books. So I'm gonna send that to Pop Up if I had it or not. But Daniel,
yes,
thank you so much, sir. This was an absolute blast. I'm glad we got this scheduled and everything. And even though it was a last-minute episode, it was still a damn good time. We do have a scheduled episode coming up on the 14th, which is this coming Sunday. It's going to be Wreck and myself. We're going to be sitting down with Craig Hamilton and chatting about System Apocalypse, his series in that universe. And we might throw some Rift Warden Academy out there, too, because that book's fucking good. So, but Daniel, my friend, thank you so much. I very much appreciate you and all the work you do in this genre. You've had a hell of a year, and let's hope 2026 is even better.
Yeah. I look forward to hearing your audiobook, my friend.
You will. I will make sure you get a copy.
Please do. No, let me buy it. Let me spend money on it.
Fine, I guess.
I want to spend the monies.
All right. I'll allow it, I guess.
Give Geneva my copy and let me buy a copy.
I have to give Geneva stuff?
Aww. Yes. Richie.
Yeah, fine. All right, everyone. I hope you all have an amazing night, and we will see you next time. This has been Chattin' Stats. Have a good one.